Hi, I'm Ben Howard, and you're watching Toasted.
Hi Ben, welcome to the Bitterzoet. Um, I bought your These Waters EP 2 years ago,
Thanks.
and now you're here playing with the upcoming album release.
Yeah.
Are things getting serious now?
Yeah, it's all getting a little bit more serious. Thanks for buying the These Waters EP. That kept us on the road for a long time. Yeah, it's mad. It's nice coming back to Holland, and tonight's sold out and stuff. So we've always had a real warm welcome here. But yeah, it's definitely getting serious with the album and stuff. We're real busy at the moment, but it's exciting times. It's really fun, you know.
How was it recording an entire album? Did you still have a lot of songs, or did you have to write all new ones?
It sort of got to a point where we had enough songs, and I recorded quite a lot of them, and it took so long recording the album that we kept getting new ones, and I was like, oh, this really needs to go on the album, this needs to go on the record, and we ended up with a few new ones as well. So the album's a big melting pot of the last 3 years, really. We've got some old, some new, and some sort of medium aged, medium matured.
Because you decided to keep These Waters on the album, but you ditched a few oldies like London. How did you make that decision?
Yeah, there was a couple from the These Waters EP. There was London and Cloud 9 that I was really proud of the recordings already. Like, that EP was recorded in 2 days, and I was actually really happy with how the songs came out, and I didn't want to change them much. So the idea was I'd just leave them, and I was happy as they are, and they can stay like that. And then there's a few like the Wolves. I wanted to make a bigger version of the Wolves. You know, it had so much potential as a song, and it was a cool little tune as it was. But like, the drum track's real wobbly on it, and it needed tidying up a little bit. So it was nice to do a new version. But yeah, it was the whole thing was a crazy experience. You know, like, decision process of making an album was a huge learning curve for me. The track listing, when we'd recorded about 19 tracks, 20 tracks, and this decision process to choose which song would go on was an absolute nightmare. But I'm happy with it now. I'm happy.
Did you have to choose between your children, as it were?
Basically, yeah. Basically, I've never had children, so I don't know how that feels. I think I feel a little bit worse. You can stay, you can go. But yeah, there was a few on there that I was sad to see leave. But I think, as it stands now, we've got the strongest album, and all the tracks we recorded we're going to use in one way or another, whether it's B-sides or whether it's bonus material. Like, the deluxe album has actually got loads of bonus content. We got a lot of the tracks we didn't use, and then some ones that we found and we tweaked a bit, and it's like, wow, that's a really cool tune, but it would never work on the album. And we recorded a couple of little things for it as well. So all the songs are going to be out there in the ether somewhere. You just got to find them.
You seem to use nature a lot as a inspiration for writing. Does that mean you write outdoors too, or?
Yeah, I sit outdoor. Yeah, I sit out by a tree and write a song. No, I kind of I live in the countryside, you know, so it's hard not to be inspired by what's around you. I think as a songwriter, you write about what you know about. I think there's a few really bad songwriters that write stuff about what they don't know about, and that becomes really weird. So I don't know. I know a lot about fields and the sea. No, I don't know. You kind of maybe I've spent so much time in cities nowadays. Maybe the next album will be sort of like city songs about like drug dealers and like brothels and stuff like that, and like hardcore songs. But at the moment, the countryside will suffice.
Was it hard to get the intimate live sound that you have on the album? How did you make that decision for sound?
Well, we spent quite a lot of time on it. Chris, the drummer, produced the record, and we recorded in India's barn. Like, her mum has a barn near her house. So we spent a long time just getting the record right and getting it how I wanted it to sound, and then also taking it into account what everyone else wanted it to sound like and what they wanted to play. So it was I think it was a hard one. I've always kept live and recorded really separate, because otherwise they end up limiting each other. So I wanted wanted to make a record that was new and exciting and had elements of the live, and then also when we play live now, I don't want us to rely on the record. Like, you can take the strongest bits from it, vice versa. So it was a long process, and you just had to go with instinct a lot of the time, whatever felt right, and not worry about how on earth you were going to do that live. Because there's so many times we've listened to the record back and it's like, well, we just physically can't do that live. So it's kind of dynamic. It's all about dynamic, like little ups and downs, and I think that's definitely what we've captured in the record and live is the dynamic of a three-piece. You know, we try and make as much sound as possible, and then keep it as intimate as possible as well. So it's a difficult balance, definitely. I don't know if we've managed to do it successfully or not, to be honest.
I guess you'll find out after the release.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out what people say. I don't know. I'm proud of the record though. I'm really happy with what we've created and the songs I've written and where it's got to. So a little bit concerned with what people think of it, but I'm happy with it myself. So that's definitely a confidence booster.
It's called Every Kingdom. I've been thinking about the title, but I can't guess the meaning, and I didn't read it. So can you tell it?
Every kingdom is kind of it's not really a physical thing. It's not like a kingdom, like a castle or a big turret or like a place particularly. It's like it's this idea of memories and kingdoms you build without being too hippie and I don't know, sound like a loon. It's like kingdoms you build within yourself, like your emotions and your friendship groups and your the places you live and your feelings and all that sort of stuff. It's the idea of all of these things and this culmination that the record is the last 3 years of my life. You know, it's a lot of my own memories and my own feelings, and it's really introverted, and it's really it's a selfish record all about me. You know, and so it's kind of that's what Every Kingdom's about. It's like all this stuff sort of coming to a real front, which is the album, and it's finished, and the song that's from everything is the real. I kind of say it's the full stop of the album. It's the track that it's the summary track of the album, and it kind of it's all this stuff that has led up to now, and then now there's a fresh start. You know, we've done the record, and it's been a lot of work getting to this point. Yeah, I don't know. Was that a bit trippy and weird?
I can imagine.
Are you with me? Did you understand?
Yeah,
that?
I'm with you because I wanted to ask. You seem from the surface like an outgoing surfing dude almost,
Yeah.
and your album's very introvert and looking for dark places sometimes. How do you? Where does it come from?
I always try and get that stuff out of the way in music. Music's always been a form of self-exploration for me, whether good or bad. You know, like it doesn't matter. But I think songwriters, we always have I don't know. We always lean on darker material. I think it's the easiest stuff to write about. But it's quite nice because I get the serious stuff done in music, and then I have fun most of the time. I'm actually a really kind of fun, outgoing person. I don't take life too seriously. I try and be nice as much as I can, and then on the music side of things, I'm a pretty weird person when it comes to music and writing it. Yeah, they're two completely separate things. Me playing music.
So is writing cathartic to you, so you can enjoy life more after you've written?
Yeah, sometimes. I never go into writing thinking that, but it always ends up being that way. Writing's just a form of expression for me, and it's a form of just studying yourself a little bit and figuring out a few things about yourself, like a few home truths and stuff. And I always end up writing songs about other people and realise I've actually just written a song about myself again. But yeah, I never thought I'd be playing songs in front of people so much. So it's kind of a trip to be to be doing interviews and stuff, and to be playing in front of so many people and singing about some really weird things in my life, and really anything that ever meant anything to me has pretty much gone down in a song.
Is it difficult to sing about personal stuff on a stage, like on demand?
Yeah, I enjoy playing live a lot because I always the pressure of playing live is really refreshing because it makes you focus, and the songs are always more enjoyable live because you're so focused. I have to focus intently on that song and uh, on the emotion that comes with the song and the memory that song is attached to. So I really enjoy it, and I'm never sitting there playing songs for other people. I think that's what I find. I always end up, I finish a song and I'm like, wow, I really actually thought about that a lot, and that took me to it always takes me to a different place, or it take me to, even the old songs will remind me of a certain period of my life, and I really enjoy it. I'm fascinated by it, and it always comes as a surprise really when we've played something really intense and something I've kind of been really deep in, and then people clap at the end of it like, fuck, I don't even know what I played.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened? It's a beautiful thing.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, live music is. I don't think you'll ever figure it out. But I have the same. What trips me out is people coming to the shows and really enjoying watching me play, because I have exactly the same thing with so many artists where I'll go and see a concert and they'll be playing something really introverted and really personal, and it'll blow my head off. And I enjoy that so much. Live music is it's got such a power, and if you can harness that and you can play something that you really love and other people love that, then yeah, perhaps you're onto a really good thing there.
How was it when you visited concerts before you played them? How's the switch? How's the feeling different from watching and playing, like a John Martin concert or something?
Yeah, it's a funny one because you have. I still go to gigs now as a punter, and I love it. I saw Warpaint the other day at Lowlands, and it was phenomenal. And I love it. I love that buzz and tingle you get when you see a really good gig and someone you really admire. I think the difference is, it's you know, you stand up there and you never think you're playing something that's amazing and that has the same effect that a Warpaint concert would have on me, for example, or a Bon Iver concert would have on me. You can never understand that. You go out there and you play your songs and you do your thing, and it's a really personal and it's a really enjoyable experience, but it's never that same excitement as watching someone else do it. It's a totally different excitement. It's like, oh my God, I'm sitting here in front of 2,000 people and they're all listening. Yeah, it's weird, so weird.
Understand. So are you going to play London tonight?
I think so. We'll have a chat about set list in a minute, I guess. We're just wondering whether to play double bass tonight, whether to include that in the set. We usually keep it quite loose. We'll have a rough set list at the beginning. I like London though. We've been working on a few new bits on it, so yeah, we may well.
Right, and so it's sold out. That's good. But
yeah, sold out concert.
does anyone have a chance to see you again this year, or?
Yeah, we're coming back to Amsterdam in November, and we have a couple of dates in Holland in November as well. It's like the whole of October's UK, and then the whole of November's Europe. So we're busy, you know. We're playing loads of music. Yeah, it's an exciting few months for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck the next few months with the album and the gigs.
Yeah,
and thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.